This video will help you tune your fiddle. And what I've done is I've taken my clip-on tuner and I've clipped it to the scroll of my instrument. And then I've got the camera here positioned so hopefully you'll be able to see the registering on it. Now the tuner is stupid. It doesn't know the difference between an E string or an A string or a D string. So you do have to know what the names of the strings are on your instrument. Now my fiddle is mostly in tune, so when I go to tune it here, it's going to say the right string name. So like I'll pluck my E string. And if you notice the needle, hopefully you can see that, goes right to the middle where it says 440, and there's a little bit of an arrow there. And it also tells me that the pitch is an E. Now it's not telling me that that's an E string, it's telling me that right now that string is tuned to an E. I go to my next string, and that's my A string, and you can see it's right in tune. Go to my D string, and that one's just a little bit low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fine tuner down here on my D string, and if I turn it clockwise just a little bit, then that's going to hopefully fix that string. So I'll try the D string again, and it's a little bit low still, so I'm going to turn it just a little bit more. Whoop, I got it too much. Now I've got it right on the button. And now I'm going to try my G string. And that one's right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my strings, because sometimes your fiddle is not even close to being in tune. Let's say you have a string that's completely loose. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to loosen up my G string. And right now you can see it's so loose, it's just like, sometimes that happens. Your pegs, they get, in the wintertime, the air gets dry, and then they just get really loose like that. So this time you can't use your fine tuner, so what you're going to do is you're going to use your friction tuner. Now, friction tuners, they have no gears on them, so if you turn them, watch how this one turns itself back. So I put it right there, and now when I let go, it goes back itself. And what that means is it means I need to push that tuner into the peg head a little bit more, because it's come out of the instrument peg head a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is as I turn it, I'm going to press in and then turn it. Now you only want to turn it a little bit. Turn it until the string's not floppy anymore. Right now my string, you can see it's not floppy like it was before. Take a look at whatever pitch it's registering, and in this case right now it's registering a D. And what happens so many times is people say, well, that's not a D string. Why is my tuner saying it's a D string? Well, your tuner isn't telling you what string it is. Your tuner is telling you what pitch it's currently tuned to. So it's currently tuned to a D, and it needs to be a G because that's my G string. So if I go through my musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I need to come up on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tuner here, and I'm going to bring that pitch up a little bit, and I'll check my tuner again, see what it registers this time when I pluck it. Now it says F, so I'm a little bit closer. I'm going to turn it a little bit more, again just a little bit. Now it says F sharp. Now it says G, but the G is too high. So now that I've got the right pitch, I'm going to use my fine tuner to help that. So I'm going to turn it counterclockwise to loosen the string a little bit, and then I'm going to check the pitch again. And I turned it a little bit too much, so I'm going to tighten it up again. And do it a little bit more. And it's just a little bit high still. And now I've got it right on the money. And what you can do is, once you make an adjustment like that to a string that is that loose, you may have to go back through and try tuning the strings again. Like now my E is a little high, so I'll come back with it a little bit. And I'll go back to my A. And that's good. D, and that one's a little low, so I'm going to bring it up. And I'll change, yeah, it's pretty close. It's not real sure about that G there, but that I think it's vibrating on the table that I've got it on here. I heard that little noise there. So anyway, that way you can get your fiddle in tune. So if it's real far out of tune, you may have to tune it more than once. And you'll want to try to use your fine tuners here. And once again, clockwise is going to raise the pitch of the string, counterclockwise is going to lower it. If the fiddle's very far out of tune, then you'll have to use your friction pegs here. You may have to push them into the peg head while you turn so that they'll stay. If you're still having problems with them staying, you can use something called peg drops, or it could be that your tuners aren't fitted properly to the peg head. And if they're not, then pushing them in too far can actually crack your peg head. But usually that won't happen unless, like I said, you've got pegs that aren't fit properly to the instrument. Hopefully that'll help you tune your instrument.